Shri Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki Bhakti Shatak, verse 57. Hari Hari Jan ke कार्य को कारण कछु न लखाय राधे राधे
कार्य को कारण कछु न लखाय राधे राधे
हरि हरि जन के कार्य को कारण कछु न लखाय राधे राधे
हरि हरि जन के कार्य को कारण कछु न लखाय राधे राधे
परोपकार स्वभाव वश करत कार्य जग आय राधे राधे
परोपकार स्वभाव वश करत कार्य जग आय राधे राधे
परोपकार स्वभाव वश करत कार्य जग आय राधे राधे
परोपकार स्वभाव वश करत कार्य जग आय राधे राधे
When we read the pastimes of God and the saints, we find in them many astonishing works of theirs which seem to be incomprehensible to the intellect. And that is why casual students of the scriptures have all these questions. Why did Krishna do this? Why did Ram do that? These questions cannot be asked only in Hinduism. If you go to the other religious traditions, the same kinds of questions will be asked. People, they'll say, Jesus could not save himself, how would he save the world? These kinds of stupid questions. So, when these questions arise, it is important to understand logically the reason why God and the saints do anything at all. Once in a flight back to India, one lady was sitting with a scholar. The lady was saying her prayer, and the scholar was getting a little annoyed seeing her devotion. So the scholar said that I heard your God came out with a lion head out of a stone pillar. So what was he doing in the stone pillar that he came out, Nrisingh Bhagavan? The lady said that when I go to heaven, I will ask him. The man said, what if he is now in hell? She said, then when you go to hell, you can ask him. But Kripaluji Maharaj here is addressing that question. He is saying, look, for God and the saints. Why do they come in this world at all? If they come in the world, why do they do anything at all? This needs to be understood. Why do we do anything at all? Because we want happiness. That is our prayojan. Prayojana manuddishya mandopi na pravartate. The Darshan Shastra says, every soul in this world has got one prayojan, the search for happiness. Without a reason, nobody acts. Even the mad person. In the lunatic asylum, you say this madman, he has got no reason for his actions. Indian philosophy says he does have a reason. Even that mentally challenged person is searching for happiness. Only thing is that he is not able to figure out. So all of us are in search of happiness, and that is the reason why we do anything at all. This is because we are fragments of the ocean of happiness. So it's our nature to seek it. And until we get the happiness that our soul yearns for, it will not be contented. It will keep pushing us forward. So our prayojan, our intention is selfish because we are not yet there. God and the God-realized saints have no need for happiness. God has already is an ocean of bliss, and the saints have attained bliss. So now the Atma Prayojan is complete. There is no need anything else now. Maharshi Shandilya says, Atma Prayojana Bhave Paranugraha Evahi. Now what they do is all motivated with one intention, the welfare of the others. It's like you put butter on the fire and it makes a sound. Pat, 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 pat. You know, the charge inside it, it starts burning, so pat, 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 until it becomes ghee. Now it stops. Ghee doesn't make any sound. Likewise, we are the ones making sound because we want happiness. And once we become ghee, there is no further need. But one lady said to me, Swamiji, in my house, ghee also makes sound. Pat, 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 pat. I said, when? When I put that kache aate ki roti in it, it starts making sound. Acha. And when the roti becomes puri, does it stop? Yes, yes, yes. Then you put another roti, again it makes sound. Yes, yes. When it becomes puri, it again stops. That's right. So the ghee is not making sound for itself. The ghee's sound is to convert that uncooked roti into puri. Likewise, if this question ever arises, why did God do this? Why did the saints do this? The answer will be for Jiva Kalyan. In the previous verse, Sri Maharaj Ji explained that people say God descends for this, that, but the real reason is Anugrahaya Bhutanam Manusham Dehamasthitaha Bhajate Tadashih Kridaya Shrutva Tatparo Bhavet. Anugrahaya, in the Bhagavatam he says, I descend to bestow my blessings upon the souls. Like we discussed, worship of the formless is extremely difficult. We need the personal form to purify ourselves, to engage in bhakti. And if God does not take avatar, we'll have no access to His names, roops, forms, pastimes, abodes, associates. How will we do bhakti? To enable us to do bhakti, He descends and performs these pastimes. It is not necessary that all pastimes, every secret will be immediately evident to us. This is not necessary. Now you say, I need to understand everything about Sri Krishna, then I'll do bhakti. Are Baba, you can't even understand everything about the people in this world. Then where is the question of understanding everything about God? You simply understand the basic principle behind it. Otherwise, the Leelas are so confusing that even Parvati, in her previous incarnation as Sati, became confused. When Shivji went with Sati to the hermitage of Agastya Rishi to hear Ram Katha, he said, "O sage, Agastya Rishi is offering his respects, worshipping Shivji." Shivji says, "I have come to hear Ram Katha." Now the question is, why should Shivji come to hear Ram Katha, and that also from a sage? The point is, Shivji wants to increase the garima, the glory of the Ram Katha. So he is taking on that form of a devotee. That the great Mahadev goes to hear Ram Katha. Oh my God, now there is value to it. We should also do it, right? Yad yad acharate shreshthas tatta deve darojara. So Agastya Rishi, he gave the Ram Katha, and Lord Shiv listened with great intent. But Sati in her mind kept on thinking that we have come to hear Ram Katha from this sage, Agastya Rishi, and he is worshipping my husband. He is a very simpleton kind of a guy. What Katha will he tell us? Now in that inattentiveness, Sati kind of did not catch the Ram Tattva. At the end, Shivji said to Agastya, "What dakshana can we give you now? You have done the katha." Agastya said, "Maharaj, what can I ask from you? But if you are saying so, please explain me bhakti." And Shivji then expounded on the bhakti tattva to Agastya. From there, Shiv and Sati went into the Dandakaranya forest. Now Ram Avatar had already taken place. It was the age of Treta. And Ram Leela had progressed to the point where Sita Haran had happened. And Ram and Lakshman were searching for Sita. But they were searching in such a way that anybody seeing them will become confused. Because Ram is asking the trees, "Re vriksha parvatastha girigahanalata vayuna vijyamana ramoham vyakulatma dasharatatanayah shokashugrena dagdha bimboshti charunetri suvipula jaghana baddhanagendra kanti hasita kena nita mama hridaya gata ko bhavan kena drishta." O trees, O branches, O boulders, O clouds, O hills, O valleys, have you seen my Sita? Now imagine, if you analyze with your intellect, you will say that Ram is a very kami Purush. Tulsidas ji says, Ehi vidhi khojata vilapat swami manahu mahavirahi ati kami. Like a lustful man in the world is searching for his wife, Ram is in that situation. And then his longing increased even more. And he forgot who Lakshman is, and then forgot who he is. So he asked Lakshman, Koham, who am I? What a beautiful question. Koham bruhi sakhe swayam sa bhagavan arya svako raghava. Lakshman said, Maharaj, you are Arya. Arya? What Arya? Maharaj, you are Raghav. Ram. Oh, yes. Now I remember. Ke yuyam bathanath nath kimidam daso smite Lakshmana. Who are you? Have I met you before? Lakshman said, Maharaj, I am your servant, Lakshman, dasosmi. Acha, now it's coming back to me. I am Ram, you are Lakshman. Kantare kimihasmahe batasakhe devyagatir migyate. What are we doing in this forest? Lakshman says, Devyagatir migyate. We are searching for Devi ji. Devi. Ka Devi Janakadhiraja Tanaya Ha Janakikvasiha. Which Devi? So Lakshman ji said, Janakanandani Sita. Sita? Ha Sita. And he fell down there. In this situation, Shiv and Sati, they saw Ram. So Shiv says, my God, my Ishtadev, what kind of a leela he is doing. It is all his wish, whatever. Let us say your neighbor invites you to a drama where he has got an act. And in that act, he is doing some various things. So you go and sit peacefully and relish the drama. You will not get up in between and say, hey, what kind of drama are you doing out here? So Shivji says that, okay, my Ishtadev. So he just offered his pranams and then he said, Satchidanand Par Brahma. But Sati said, this is impossible. Brahma jo vyapaka virad aj akala aniha abhed. Brahma is supposed to be all pervading. And he doesn't even know where Sita is. That means he is not all pervading. Brahma is supposed to be full of bliss. And he is lamenting in separation from his wife. Brahma is supposed to be all-knowing. And he doesn't have knowledge of the whereabouts of his wife. So what kind of Brahma is he? Now Sati said, this cannot be God. See, this is the way people become confused with the Ram Leela, Krishna Leela. So Sati said to Shivji, she thought in her mind, let me take a test. So she said to Shivji, Maharaj, I am just coming. Shivji said, don't do anything that you will regret later on. Arey nahi Maharaj, not absolutely not. She went there and she took on the form of Sita and sat down in front. That if he is actually Ram, he will come to know. Otherwise he will say, Ha Sita, there you are. And Lakshman will say, Arey Bhabiji, where we were searching for you. So she was sitting there. Ram was going, Ha Sita, looked at Sati, Sita Rupi Sati, looked and just turned away. So Sati thought maybe he's not seeing me. She went again in front and sat down. Now when Ram looked at her, Ram said, Mother, you are sitting here, where is my father? Sati kapatu जानेऊ सुर स्वामी सब दरसी सब अंतरयामी. Bhagavan is antaryami. For him it is no problem to know whether this is Sati or Sita. Now, in the Leela, Ram looks on Shiv as his Ishtadev, just like Shiv looks on Ram as his Ishtadev. From that perspective, Sati is Ram's mother. So he saw Sati in the form of Sita and said, Mother, you are sitting here. Where is my father? Sati said, oh my God, he has recognized me. So she did not say a word. She just returned and came to Shivji. Now wherever she was looking, she was finding Ram, Sita, Lakshman. All three of them and the Devatas doing the chamar. She looked here, she looked there. She became thoroughly confused. And she came to Lord Shiv and did pranam. Shivji said, Sati, you took a test of my Ishtadev? Test? What test? Kachuna pariksha linha gosai kinha paranam tumhari hinai. She told a white lie. No test, Maharaj, like you did pranam, true copy, ditto. I also did pranam. So Shivji said, walk behind me. Now, Shivji is not making her walk alongside, walk behind me. They went to Kailash. So Sati understood Gadbad has happened. When they reached Kailash, Shivji said, sit down in front. He is not making her sit down there. Sati understood, oh my God, he has rejected me. Shivji's logic was that Sati took on the form of Sita. And Sita is my mother, the wife of Ram. So she's taken on the form of my mother. Now how can I accept her as wife? So that is why he's changed the relationship, the equation. Sati now felt completely lost. And then we have all heard what happened. Daksh did a yagya. And the devatas who were going from there, by the skyward path, they had their party suits on. So Sati asked them, is there some party going to happen? They said, we are going to your father Daksha's house. Are you not coming? She said, yes, I am coming. I have just lost the WhatsApp message. I'll check up and come. So she told Shivji that, there's a yagya at my father's house. I must go. Shivji said, he has not invited us. Sati said, look, a disciple doesn't need an invitation to go to the Guru's place. A daughter doesn't need an invitation to go to the father's place. So Shivji, he sent his Rudragan along. Now when Sati reached there, Daksh ignored completely. Everybody else knew the mood of Daksh. All her sisters also ignored. Only her mother was welcoming, ao beti. And finally, when Sati reached the Yagya Mandap, she saw out there asans for all the devatas, except for her husband Shiv. Now she got annoyed. And then she started cursing, and we all know that she created a fire and decimated her body in that fire. And when this happened, the Rudragan, they started countering. But Bhrigu Rishi was there. He created the Ribhus out of his body to counter. And then finally Shankarji sent more of his Rudragans, and then they destroyed the Yagya. And Daksha's head was also cut off. So now Sati destroyed her body. Why did she destroy her body? Well, it all was her fault, right? She used her intellect in the Ram Leela. And then the consequence was that Shivji rejected her. But she then became the daughter of Himalaya. That's why she got so many names. Shailaja, Parvat ki beti, Parvati, etc., etc. Now, when she came again as Parvati, subsequently, there's a long Leela, we're not going to go into it. Shiv and Parvati were married. And ultimately, Shivji brought the Bharat back with Parvati. And they reached Kailash. And now they were seated there. The eternal Dampati are now again together. One day, Shivji, he knew what's going to happen today. So he put on his best dress. And Parvati sat in front. Parvati said, "My dear husband, a lot has transpired. In my last dissension, I was Sati, and I used my intellect in the Ram Leela, that if he is God, how come he doesn't know where his wife is? And the consequence was you rejected me, and then I destroyed my body and I took birth and we got married. But, Prabhu, don't mind. The question is still in my head. Why did Ram do that?" So she asked 9 questions. How can the formless Brahman take on a form? How does he descend in this world? If he descends, then what were his childhood pastimes? Why did he go into the forest? How come Sita was stolen? So she asked 9 questions. Now Shivji knew that she is going to ask these questions. That's why Ram Leela, Ram is Maryada Purushottam, So as a Tyagi, you say Ram Leela. Instead of that, he said, let me put on my good dress. I'll have to say Ram Leela today. And that is why you have the Navanya Parayan. Usually the Ram Parayan is over 9 days because there were 9 questions by Parvati. So after all of that, Shivji now says, all the Ramcharit came to his mind and he was thrilled. I will have an opportunity to relate it. Says, Ram Kripa te Parvati, Sapnehu tav man mahi, Shoka moha sandeha brahma, Mama vichar kachunahi. Parvati, fact is, you have got no doubts in yourself. Shok, moh, sandeh, bhram, mam, vichar, kachunahi. Arey, you rejected Parvati Sati. Now you're saying you've got no doubts. Yeah? Shivji says, Tum Raghuvir, Charan Anuragi, Keen hu prashna jagat hit lagi. You created this whole scenario just for Jiva Kalyan, the welfare of the souls. Tadapi ashanka keenhi hu joi, kahat sunat kar sab hit hoi. You did this Leela of yours to bestow teaching upon the souls, that the souls should not try and figure out the Leelas of God with their intellect. For that shiksha, you did it and displayed the consequences that the world may remember. So why did Parvati do the whole Leela? For Jiva Kalyan, for human welfare. That is the reason. So Kripaluji Maharaj says that anything God and the saints do is for human welfare. And that is why in the very beginning of the Ramcharitmanas, Right in the beginning, Tulsidas Ji Maharaj has related this Leela. Because if you don't have that surrender of the intellect, you are not going to benefit. Why read any further? Then you read the whole thing. And at the end you will say, why did Ram reject Sita? If you're going to use your intellect, rather than benefiting, you will lose out. Right? There's a qualification to be a teacher. There's also a qualification required to be a student. If that qualification is missing, and the teacher says, Arey Baba, I can't teach you. You can't teach me. It's your dharma as a teacher to teach. One Guruji gave a lecture on Bhagavad Gita to the disciple. The disciple was sitting. At the end of the lecture, Guruji said, have you understood? Disciple said, Guruji, I understood, but one verse has created a confusion. You said, Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandana. The Gita Mahatmya says that the Upanishads are like the cow and the dogdha, the milk man is Gopalanandan Sri Krishna. So you said Dogdha Gopalanandana. Who were these two gadhas you were talking about? Gadha means donkey. Who were these two gadhas? Guruji said, Beta, one gadha was you. And the other gadha was me who's trying to explain to you. That is why Tulsidas Ji has said in the Ramayana, Je Shraddha Sambal Rahit Nahi Santan Ko Saath Tinakah Manas Agam Ati Jinahin Priya Raghunath. Those who don't have Shraddha, Je Shraddha Sambal Rahit, those who don't have Shraddha, who don't have the association of saints, for these things to be clarified, don't tell them the Ramayana. Rather than benefiting, they will lose out. Kahiyan kamihi krodhihi lobhihi, again he says. So that is the qualification to understand. Now here the Guru, Kripaluji Maharaj, is explaining, so we benefit from the Ram Katha, from the Krishna Katha, and then engage in bhakti with faith. So what is he saying? That look, all that God and the saints do is for the welfare of others. This is the reverse of what we do. The father, he got home 2 ice cream cakes pieces. One was big and one was small. He had 2 sons. So the question was, who will take the bigger one, who will take the smaller one? The little brother, he said, I'll take the bigger cake. The bigger brother was saying, this is not fair. So the father took it as an opportunity to teach them. He said, my dear children, if Mahatma Gandhi was here, what would he have done? He would have said, you have the first choice. So the little brother said to his elder one, hey bhaiya, you can be Mahatma Gandhi. So this is our formula. The formula of the saints is different. So let's move on to the next. Hari Hari Jan ke acharan maya maya मत जान राधे राधे।
हरि हरि जन के आचरण मायामय मत जान राधे राधे।
हरि हरि जन के आचरण मायामय मत जान राधे राधे।
हरि हरि जन के आचरण मायामय मत जान राधे राधे।
उनके चरित अलौकिक माया क्रीड़ा मान 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 राधे राधे।
Now, Sri Maharaj Ji says, gives us the framework in which to understand these. So he says, remember, all of us, what we do is under the realm of Maya. We are affected by anger, greed, desire, pride, ego. So this is reflected in our works. Don't think that God and the saints also have this. Their works, understand them as a leela. They are doing a leela. Like somebody had asked the question, why did Shiv kill his child and then got the elephant head? So what was the answer? It was just a leela, an act. Once you understand it is a leela, then this questioning will stop. Why did Ram do that? Why did Krishna do that? It was a leela. Like you have dramas in the world, right? So in the drama, one becomes hero, one becomes heroine, etc. One becomes a villain. That villain may be actually a very good guy. You know, in the 70s and 80s, there used to be a very famous villain in India, Pran. Everybody hated him because he was such a good villain, good in his work. But those who knew him personally said he was such a nice man. Likewise, some duracharani becomes Sita or Ram. And later on they say, oh my God, they are not actually Sita and Ram. So in the world, we people also have dramas. Now the roles being played in the dramas are by actors. They are just putting on an act. Now in the act, somebody can become Hanuman. Once a Ram Leela was going on, you know, they tried to revive Indian culture amongst the youth. So they get some classical dancer, classical singer in the colleges, universities, and they also got this Ram Leela. But the youth will remain the youth. So in between the scenes, the curtain used to close. Now one naughty boy, he pulled the curtain in advance. Everybody saw that Hanuman is smoking a bidi. Because he is not the actual Hanuman, he is somebody doing the act of a Hanuman. In Delhi, there is the tradition of Ram Leela. So every year at the Ram Navami, you know, before that you have the Chaitra Navratas and then the Ram Navami. So you have in every garden in Delhi, the Ram Leela goes on, enactment. And there's a huge Ram Leela Maidan, so there's about 1,000 Ram Leelas happening in Delhi. And everybody, nowadays of course, people don't find it that interesting, but 50 years ago that was so interesting. So everybody used to go and sit and look at Ram Leela. And the same Ram Leela they would see again in year after year after year. So they had kind of by-hearted the dialogues. But when I was a little child, I had gone with my grandmother. Now what happened was, this was the year 1965. In that Ram Leela party, Ravan had a tiff with the director. Ravan said that after the Ram Leela, I really need to eat well. Because a strong man becomes Ravan. The director said, you are nothing special. What Ram, Sita, Lakshman get, you will also get the same. Ravan became annoyed. He said, I will see to this director. Now the Ram Leela was happening, everybody was sitting, yeah, this has happened, now this will happen. In between, the scene of Sita Ji's Swayamvar started. The darbar, the court of King Janak. So various suitors, kings, princes, bhupatis from all around the world, they came. With this aspiration, they will marry Sita. And Ravan also came. He used to come every year. But then his sevaks from Lanka would come, Maharaj, you have got work in Lanka. And he would return. Now on this day, Ravan was in a bad mood. So he came and sat down. And his servants came, Maharaj, you have got work in Lanka. Ravan said, Lanka ki aisi taisi. To hell with Lanka. I will marry Sita and then leave from here. Now all those people who were sitting, and because they had seen it 50 times, they were sleeping alongside. When this dialogue came, they all woke up. This is something new, we've never heard. The Shiv Dhanush was there. It was not an actual Shiv Dhanush. You know, one carpenter makes it with a little bit of bamboo and balsa wood, etc., and some paper and cardboard. So he went there, Ravan. He took it and he snapped it into two. Janak is looking. Ram is supposed to break it and Ravan has broken it. Janak could not think what is going to happen now. What should I say? What should I do? Janak said, Bhrityo, my dear servants, this was not the actual bow. Drop the curtain! Now the curtain was dropped and sounds of fighting came from through the curtain. People were astonished what's going on. But then they understood, this Ram Leela is not the actual one. People are playing those roles. Something may have gone wrong. Likewise, when God does Leela, it's only a drama. Only thing is, his drama is by Yoga Maya. It is not by Maya. By Yoga Maya. His divine Maya. It will come ahead. Now, so when he is saying Maya Kridaman, he does not referring to material Maya. He is referring to Yoga Maya. The Leelas are done by his Yoga Maya. The next two verses, which we'll be taking, will detail that. For now, we need to understand that those pastimes are done by Yoga Maya. At breakfast time, somebody asked me. Every day at breakfast, I give people an opportunity to sit and ask what they want. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, Yashoda, she did not know that her child is God. How come? By Yoga Maya, Sri Krishna makes Yashoda forget. Because if Yashoda remembers that Sri Krishna is God, then how will she love him with Vatsalya? Then she'll just stand and start saying the Vishnu Sahasranam, Shantakaram Bhujangashayanam Padmanabham Suresh. She will not feel the maternal affection. So by Yoga Maya, Krishna makes Yashoda forget. And then by Yoga Maya, he also forgets. He forgets I am God. And he only remembers I am the child of Yashoda. Then he enjoys the Leela. Otherwise he'll always be thinking I am God, but I am pretending to be a child. And when he's pretending, and if Yashoda gets whiff that he's only pretending, Yashoda will become disgusted. If you find somebody is pretending to love you, you become disgusted. So he does it actually by his Yoga Maya. The devotee forgets, he himself forgets. Now we enter the realm of divine pastimes. Maya Krida. The Maya Krida means by Yoga Maya, these Leelas are happening. Why are they happening? For the welfare of the souls. Yes. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki. Some people are happy the lecture has ended early because it means there's going to be a meditation, right? In today's meditation, we will meditate on 3 Rath Yatras. Ready? Sit in the meditative posture. You can straighten your back but still be comfortable. Close your eyes, place your hands on the knees or in the lap, wherever comfortable. Take some deep breaths. Calm your mind. Create the desire in you to see a divine pastime of God. Pray to God and think that Radha Krishna are blessing you. The celestial angels are pleased and showering flowers as blessings on the devotee congregation. Accompany your Guru to 5,000 years in the past. You are in the descension period of Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna. There is this land of Braj in the district of Mathura. The gopis, cowherd maidens, reside there. Look at them. In this rustic village setting, they live off the land. These gopis are not ordinary. Some descended from Golok. Some performed Krishna Bhakti for many lifetimes and took on this form, blessed with the opportunity to participate in Krishna Leela. And you, by the Guru's grace, are blessed to be a part of it in your mind today. Sri Krishna was here for 11 years and 52 days, and then he went to Mathura, the big city of Raja Kans, where he vanquished Kans and then lived there for 14 years. From there, Sri Krishna withdrew himself and came to Dwarika, by the ocean side in today's Gujarat, where he established his city. And as a grihast householder, he had many queens. See Krishna now. First see him as Braj Kumar in Vrindavan. Now see him as Dwarka, as Mathuradhish in Mathura. See him as Dwarkadhish, the king of Dwarka. But the gopis and Radha miss him so much. Krishna has arranged to give them darshan. A solar eclipse is going to happen. As per the Vedic rituals, people come to bathe in Kurukshetra for it. Krishna has come with the Vrishnivanshis to Kurukshetra. Radha and the gopis have also come to Kurukshetra. Out there, Radha meets Krishna again after a separation of many decades. Imagine the overflow of love in her heart. But Radha and the gopis are not satisfied. Radha says to Krishna, "You are the same. I am also the same. Yet your leelas in Vrindavan were so different. Here you are a king. Permit us to take you back there just once." Krishna is accepting the request of Radha and the gopis. A chariot has been prepared, and the gopis have seated Krishna, Subhadra, his sister, and Balaram, his brother, on the chariot. And now they have started pulling the chariot all the way from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. They are thrilled to be taking their Krishna along with Subhadra and Balaram to Vrindavan. They are dancing before the chariot, shedding tears of love. These blessed gopis, the highest amongst the saints, who can understand the depth of the devotion in their hearts. Overwhelmed by their love, Krishna has gone into a samadhi state. His arms have frozen and his eyes have become big. This is the form of Jagannath as we know today. And seeing him, Balaram's love is also swelling, and he has also gone into samadhi, his arms freezing and eyes becoming big. Triggered by the sentiments visible in her two brothers, Subhadra has also gone into this samadhi. It's called Mahabhav Samadhi. Her arms are behind her body, but the eyes have become big. And the Sudarshan disc is so moved that it has become flat and is lying there. Behold this Janki, this scene. Behold it as the gopis tug the chariot and repeatedly offer your respects to the gopi prem. Now while they continue, your guru is taking you elsewhere. You come to the land of Jagannath Puri in the eastern coast of India in the state of Odisha. It's also called Nilachal Kshetra, Purushottam Kshetra, Utkal Kalinga. Here, Krishna, Balaram, Subhadra reside as Daru Brahma in their wooden form, God in wood, in the temple of Lord Jagannath. They bless tens of thousands of souls every day. Once in a year, they descend outside the temple to bless everyone, even those who don't visit the temple. This is Jagannath Ji's Rath Yatra. You visualize with your Guru, you are there and the scene of the Rath Yatra. There are 3 chariots. In the first chariot, Krishna in his form as Jagannath is seated. His blackish complexioned body. Behold, with your mind's eye, the master of the universe, Jagannath. In the second chariot, Yoga Maya Sparupa, Subhadra Mata is there. Behold her form as well. In the third chariot, the white, fair complexioned Balaram, whose plenary portion is Anantashesh, who upholds this creation, he is situated. The king of Puri considers himself as the servant of Jagannath, and he is cleaning the path ahead of the Lord's movement. This is roughly 500 years in the past when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present in Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an astonishing personality. People call him the avatar of Radharani. Others say he's the avatar of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's long-limbed body is effulgent, golden in its complexion. He is in Radha Bhav. He is in front of the Rath with his devotees. And Every time he looks at Krishna, he literally faints unconscious. For him, Jagannath is Krishna. And he is dancing before the chariot in this sentiment. We are taking our Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan, from the Jagannath Mandir to Gundicha Mandir. With that sentiment, he dances in front of the chariot in Radha Bhav, savoring those different flavors, mellows of bhakti. Behold the dancing form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. You are today seeing Radha in that form of Chaitanya. Repeatedly with your mind offer your respectful obeisance to Radha Rupi Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Your Guru is taking you now into the present. He has brought you to Allen in Dallas, where the Rath Yatra of their lordships Radha Krishna is going to take place. The chariot has been decorated. In the parking lot of the temple, Radha Krishna have taken their places in the chariot. Sri Maharaj Ji is seated next to Radha Krishna. We've got God and Guru in the chariot. All the devotees are kind of experiencing the different waves of devotion. As in their hearts different sentiments arise, sometimes of Puri's Rath Yatra, sometimes of Vrindavan Yatra, sometimes Guru Bhakti Bhav, sometimes Bhagavad Bhakti Bhav. And with love, they are pulling the chariot around the temple. The whole place has transformed into Vrindavan by Sri Krishna Radha Ji, Yogamaya Swarupa Radha's grace. Everything has become Vrindavan. We are in Vrindavan with our beloved Radha Krishna, dancing with them for their pleasure as we take them around. The forest groves, buildings have turned into forest groves. And you can literally see the river Yamuna dark blue colored. The clouds have appeared in the skies. A few raindrops are falling to enhance the rasa. And all devotees with great enthusiasm, inspiration, are dancing with their Radha Krishna and Gurudev, taking their lords around this land of Braj by the Yogamaya power of God. As the celestial devatas stand in the skies, they are so impressed. They are showering flowers from the skies. Other celestials are samadhist they have become motionless as they see the divine Leela unfolding. We, Brajbasis, are so fortunate to participate in this Leela. As the Rath returns home, comes back to its starting point, and Radha Krishna depart into their Garbhagriha, let us repeatedly offer them obeisance. And to our Gurudev for blessing us to be a part of this Maya Krida, Yoga Maya Leela. Thank you. Let's thank them again and again. And with those sentiments captured in our hearts, let us now bring the meditation to a close. Rub your palms physically together. Place the palms over the eyes. Relax your eyelids. Calm the mind. Gently rubbing your eyes with your fingers, with a few blinks, open them. Shri Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki, Rath Yatra Mahotsav ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai